Welcome to my Lada 2105. In this video I'll be giving a brief description of the engine swap that I carried out, from taking the original 1.3 belt driven engine out and popping in the engine that I built myself, which started its life off as a 2106 1.6 chain driven engine, which's seen quite a few miles, and I'll be modifying this engine with some bigger pistons, upgraded camshaft sprockets that are adjustable, electronic ignition, modifying a few other bits here and there, and hopefully see what the end result is once it's back in the car. I managed to get the 2106 engine parts looking a lot cleaner just by giving them an initial wire brush, getting all the dirt and grime off the surfaces, also seeing what I was working with. Once that was done on the cylinder head, I went and moved on and cleaned out the ports, then to the valve seats. Once that was done, I then started lapping the valves and remembering the order and position of them. So now that's all complete, I sent the head off to the machine shop to get skimmed, just to make sure I was starting from a nice flat surface. Also had the block sent off to be bored out, and sent the pistons, gudgeon pins and com rods off to have them heat pressed together. Getting new parts isn't too hard, there are quite a few options out there available. And then I was getting all the bits ready together to start the rebuild, starting off on the cylinder head. So I didn't capture it on camera, but I built the head up with new valves, rocker arms, Havassy racing camshaft, sprockets, chain guides and new nuts and bolts where possible. As I mentioned, the block was bored out to fit a 82.8mm piston. Now it's back, I stripped off the paint off the block using a wire brush, got into all the grooves, ready for a fresh coat of blue paint, doing the same for the timing cover. With the rocker cover, I got a coat of anti-rust primer on there first before going white, then did a quick mock-up of the engine just to see the colours pop with the white and blue together, and I was really happy with how it's all coming along. Now here's a time-lapse video of the block and the head assembly. As I mentioned, the head was fully assembled, but the head going on the block before the last bits of painting are done, and it's back in the car for a test start. Now with that all together, I set up the timing on the engine, some of the valve clearances, done a couple of test turns just to see how it was rotating, if there was anything I didn't like the feel of, popped on the final parts, the rocker cover, a few ancillaries just to see how the engine was looking with all the other bits on, even took the alternator apart, gave it a clean and a fresh lick of paint. The fun part did come up though. I had to try and get that engine out of my lounge through the front door, which was a bit tricky, but with the help of a few friends, got it out in the end with no major damage. And now comes the part of taking the old one out, putting the new one in, and seeing if I can get it to fire.